Record. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Andre or Chokenator if you know me from my stream, and I have a special video for you guys right now. This is back when me and Kayla, my friend, who is helping me come up with character design ideas for Super Psychic Royale, which is my webcomic slash feature fighting game, video game in the future. Um, this is when we were doing a lot of brainstorming for the story, for the characters. Now, this is stream footage from a long time ago. It's actually from almost 4 years ago, from January 2017. And we went on a stream together and talked about characters. And the reason I couldn't upload the full video before is because back then, when I was still a very, very small streamer, I had no problem with streaming with all this copyrighted music playing. And nowadays, in 2020, Twitch is much more strict with the DMCA takedowns. It's not really Twitch per se, but like DMCA themselves. It's actually pretty funny looking at our webcams at the bottom right now, like us like moving our eyes around and shifting. But this is us pretty much coming up with ideas as fast as we can. Um, I mean, this is a 5 hour long video, but it's funny. It's interesting looking back on this, and I'm kind of reflecting on how much has changed since then. Like how much of the story I've actually developed. Like this is the very very early stage when we were still coming up with character ideas, still figuring out what they look like, where they came from, what they do. And when I was doing this, I had this philosophy, which I still have to this day, that stories are best told when they're character driven. Um, and if you can really understand the character and their intentions and feelings, any story set in any world can be compelling. A lot of times, of course, if the world is beautiful and interesting and has a lot of cool elements, then of course, sometimes a world can be part of the story too. And a lot of times, the world takes on a character of its own. But at the end of the day, we live in the real world, and the world can be mundane. It can be exciting. It can take whatever form it wants. But it's us, like the way we interact with the world is character driven. Our own stories are character driven because we are our own character. So with that in mind, Kayla and I were working on these character sheets with a bunch of questions like where did the character come from, how old are they, what's their height and weight, who are their parents, and then it gets to much deeper questions like what is their education, what's their religion, what's their philosophy, what kind of food do they like, and it gets really really specific, and it's a great exercise. The character sheet I have has almost like 300 questions or something like that. It's in the hundreds, and I did this for all 12 main characters of Super Psychic Royale. Um, it was really really good exercise, and now to this day, of my 12 main characters, I have a very very good feel for how they interact, what they want, the things they go through in life, how they started out, and stuff like that. And it's really really useful to have that kind of connection with your characters as a storyteller. Um, so it was very hard work just in the very, very beginning stage with Kayla. Like she's really good at coming up with ideas. Actually, quite a few of my characters she has really just insanely contributed a lot to, and some of her own characters that she made up when she was a kid, we sort of revived and brought back and included into the story of SPR. Um, and yeah, so you can see the Twitch chat here too. I used to have the Twitch chat on the top right. Actually, my layout was somewhat organized. It's kind of like cluttered though. That's why I don't really use that layout anymore. But it was pretty organized, and you could tell it was sort of a work stream. You could tell that I'm an animator from the bottom left. It was very Joan of Arc themed with the blue and the Joan of Arc drawings on the top right and bottom left. I kind of liked it, but nowadays I just use my whole display and my camera and just keep it simple. Um, so yeah, anyway, talking about SPR. So now how far has it come? Like we have a webcomic. And the thing is, nowadays I have this story document, which includes, all these characters, but now I have such a good feel of how this whole story is going to go from beginning to end, that all I have to do is list bullet points of like the arcs, like the title of the arc, and I know exactly what's going to happen. Not maybe not exactly. I feel like I got a lot of my inspiration from One Piece, where Eiichiro Oda, the writer of One Piece, I feel like he didn't plan every single thing that happens in One Piece. In fact, that would be impossible. And I feel like he knows a general idea of how a story arc is going to go, who is the main villain, what is the backstory of the main villain and the main characters involved. And once you have that down, and also the setting, that's a really big part of it too. Like where does it take place? But once you have all that down, you can throw in a bunch of stuff to flesh out. You can add in characters that the main characters meet in that place, the henchmen and underlings of the main villain. I really do enjoy stories with a villain. You know, it's not necessary, but it really, when you clearly delineate the line between good and evil, um, it makes it a lot easier to follow a story, and it's a lot of fun. And that's kind of how we operate in this world too, where we have challenges and problems that are ahead of us, a lot of evil that's before us, and we have to overcome it. So yeah, like uh, so with One Piece, Oda has figured out like the general idea of an arc, and where it takes place, and then as he goes, as he writes chapters week to week, he kind of throws in a bunch of improvised details, like weird side characters, weird mechanics, weird animals, strange things, like very fun, explorative process that happens during the writing. And I really, really love that process. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because with SPR, I've been working on it for so many years. I think I started in 2016, so for 4 years, I've been working on SPR, and I feel like I have such a good grasp of the story. I feel like I could work even harder at it, because I know J.K. Rowling, of Harry Potter. She took like what 19 years preparing a Harry Potter story. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something like that. She took many, many years, over a decade preparing for it. Now, me, I've taken 4 years preparing SPR, and I've only started presenting the story through a webcomic. And I'm only, what, 18 chapters in? And it's going to be in the hundreds, and maybe even the thousands, if I can, get it going. But the thing is, I need a fandom, I need income, I need support. Like I need all those things. I don't really want to do Patreon. I don't really want to do Kickstarter or anything like that. I just want whatever income I have to supplement and support the story's progression. And if it doesn't have a lot of fans, then that's how the market works. And you can see that Nick has popped into the chat here. He is the co-creator of Super Psychic Royale, and he is the game programmer. So it's interesting. We have a small team here, very, very small team. And this is still the core of the team. It's me, who does the art, Kayla, who helped me with ideas, especially with characters and story, and then Nick, who is the game programmer. So we all have different skill sets. And then the team has grown a little bit. I've had a couple of assistants who really are aware of. They help me with like social media, a little bit of marketing, a little bit of just making sure I have a workflow going with other types of work like commissions. But it all kind of goes together. But at the end of the day, I want to enable myself to keep working in SPR. And that is kind of how far I've come in the past 3 years after this video. Like there was a ton of planning, but now is the execution. It's all about the execution. So I've been coming out with a webcomic, Super Psychic Royale. I have a few readers, and if any of you on YouTube want to support, or Twitch want to support, just go ahead and go to superpsychicroyale.com, or go to Webtoon and search for Super Psychic Royale. It would really help us a lot just to have people reading the comic. And if it's not interesting, then you don't have to read it. But if it is interesting and you want to support me in this journey, and all of us in this journey, that would help us a lot. Because my dream right now is to be able to work in this full time and have it support itself. If it can fund itself, and if people love the content, then I would just adore that. And you will see my best work, basically, if I can get that set up. But again, it's just completely up to me. All the decisions I make, all the business decisions I make, I work through Fiverr and Etsy and Facebook and Instagram, doing commissions all the time, and I stream, I put up content on YouTube, and all these things are trying to supplement my income. But the purpose, the way the money flows, besides paying my bills and supporting my wife and my family, like all the and anything left over, I want to put into time for SPR, because my dream right now, my lifestyle that I want, is to be able to work on this full time. So yeah, that's it. It's fun like watching this, and you can see I even start painting a little bit. I'm even deciding on the color of Michelina's dress there. Cheryl girl looks like she used to be pinkish blue, and then we decided at some point, oh, let's make her dress green. So all these creative decisions at the very beginning, like what are their lifestyles and everything, and that all happened at the beginning, and now they haven't changed for several years, and I think that's good. I think I have a decent feel, and even then I feel like some of the main characters are still not really complete. So I don't know, maybe it could still continue improving in the end. Looks like I'm trying to balance their webcams in the screen there. So that's pretty much it. That's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys do support SPR, and that would help me a lot. All right, thank you all, love you all, peace out YouTube, bye bye.